Gurubhyo Namaha. So we are coming to the end of Devi Mahatmyam. Nice to be completing it. One chapter, and new chapter begins with this. Trayodashodhyaya. Dhyanam Balarka Mandala Bhasam. Balarka, Arka means sun. Rising sun. Balarka Mandala Bhasam, rising sun. Her complexion is that of rising sun. It has always been said, Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha. Udyat Surya Sahasrabha. There are so many names relating to the rising sun and her complexion. Chaturbahum Trilochanam. Now I think you all will be able to tell the meaning. Chaturbahum means four hands, and Trilochanam. Lochana means eyes. Trinetram, Trilochanam, all those things mean the same, three-eyed. Pashankushavarabhiti Dharayantim Shiva. What she is like, all the four hands, Pasham, Ankusham, and Varadha Abhaya Hastam. Abhiti means Abhaya. Abhaya, Abhiti, or both are the same. Abhaya, Varada, Hastam, and Pasha, Ankusham. Shivam Bhaje. Shivam. The consort of Shiva is called Shiva. Shiva is Shiva. Shiva is Ambal. Consort of Shiva is called Shiva. So Shivam Bhaje. Shivam Bhaje. She is. The thing is, like so many times we have seen, like even in the Bandasuram Vadam when it happened, Ambal, the last astram that is aimed at him is Kameshwara astram. Before that, Pashupati astram, so many astram she is. The last one is the Kameshwara, because in which she is the part. Kameshwaranka Nalaya. She is seated on Kameshwara. So she is a part of Kameshwara. What emerged is the Icha Shakti. Though she takes the Icha takes the form of female deity, he is the source of that. So that is the reason Kameshwara Astram only kills Bandasura in the Lalitobhakyanam. In the same way, Shivam Bhaje, the very the unified, they just hint at the unified aspect of Shiva and Shakti here. So her complexion is that of rising sun. Balarka Mandala Bhasam. Chaturbaham, she has got four hands and three eyes. Pasham, Ankusham, Abhaya Varada Hastam is something that she is holding in all the four hands. Shiva Bhaje. Let us meditate on Shiva. The form of auspicious form. She is in the auspicious form of Shiva. So that is why when we say, many people say Shiva, Shiva. Shiva, Shiva. No, they say it like, if something goes wrong, immediately Shiva, Shiva. You'll say, why you are doing this? So now Meda's Rishi is winding up the stories now. Yetatte Khatitam Bhupa Devi Mahatmyam Uttamam. The supreme verses of Devi, the glorification of Devi is, this is what it is. This is what I related to you. What I related, the stories of Devi. The Devi Mahatmyam Uttamam, it is supreme. Whatever her, the valor and her glory, everything is supreme in that. And I just relate, thus I relate the stories of Ambal, glorified stories of Ambal. Yevam prabhava sa devi yedam dharyate jad. Prabhava, she is the splendor. Yevam, she is the one which gives that light to everything. So she is the splendor. Yayedam dharyate jagad. She is the one who supports this world. This entire cosmos is supported by her, maintained by her. Two things they have said. One, she is doing the Srishti of everything, and one, she is doing the maintenance of everything. Sthiti, Srishti and Sthiti both are said in this. And then the third important one comes here. Vidya tathaiva kriyate bhavad Vishnu maya. Bhavad Vishnu maya. Vishnu maya is not simple Vishnu maya, it's a blessed Vishnu maya. Blessed Vishnu maya, this is the story, the entire story is actually gives you the knowledge. It is based on the knowledge of Vishnu maya. That is what it is. The entire Mahatmyam is based on the knowledge of Vishnu maya. How maya can project everything the way it is being described. And the knowledge of maya which says that this is all just a projection. It is concealed by maya. This is not the real one, but this is just a projection. So these two things have been said, revealed in this Mahatmyam. Whatever is projected as the battle between good and evil. Because what they say is like, this outwardly when you look at it, they all look like battle. But inwardly the struggle is something that every individual goes through it perennially. There is always a like conflict between dharma and adharma. So we all go through that battle within us, where conscience really inside us stays as a witness. See what we take. That is exactly why they say that Vishnu maya taya tvamesha vaishyascha tataivanye vivekinaha. They are going back to the first chapter. This Vishnu maya that you know that you both are now caught in, you and this merchant, because this is mainly addressed, because Raja is supposed to be senior and superior human being to the Vaishya. No? So everything is addressed to Raja. Vaishya is just an extra to that. So he's addressing like, both of you are caught in the same Vishnu maya. How the world is caught. And tathaivanye tathaiva anya vivekina. Vivekina. First chapter we said. If you all remember, it will be very nice. He says like, even those people who are Vivekis, because Raja declared himself as Viveki in the first one. He said, you are not a Viveki, you are also caught in the Maya. You cannot say like you are a Viveki. But whereas, even those who are elevated souls who have like realized souls, they are also pushed into this Maya. They are also pushed into this Maya. So, don't think that you are the Vivek. So, Rishi knows when to give back. Because Vivekantasya Mudatha, first chapter came now. He said, why Vivekis like us also have to go through this? So he says, you are not the Vivek. Like other Vivekis also get caught like you both. They also get caught in the Maya like you both. So, you are not anywhere different. You cannot call yourself a Viveki. Mohyante mohitaschaiva moha meshyanti chapare. All the others are also, like you, are deluded, pushed into Maya. Pushed into Maya, you are being pushed into Maya and going to be pushed into Maya also. Because moha meshyanti chapare. You are going to be pushed. It is also going to happen. It is like you have attained Vivekam and you are now, like you are getting out of the cycle of samsara. You are deluded now, you are going to be deluded also. In future, this is going to continue. There is no... So what is the remedy to that? Tam upaihi maharaja sharanam parameshwari. Upaihi, turn towards her feet, sharanam. That Parameshwari sharanam, you go on, turn your mind towards that. Then there is a chance that you will be retained from this Maya. You will be... So you take refuge in her. That is very simple. Turn yourself towards her feet is one thing. That is tam upaihi sharanam. So you just take refuge in her. That is the only way out of this. Otherwise, you will be in the moham all the time, be it present, past, present, and future. All kalam, you will be in the delusion, in kind of a delusion, in the moham. So these are all, he is winding up. Vedas is now summarizing everything. First line we saw, I told you that Shrishti and Sthiti. The Vidya that it is being taught here, Vidya that is being taught here, that is Vidya tathaiva kriyate bhavad Vishnu Maya. This Vidya is something that is attributed to this world. There are, for anything and everything, you need knowledge to do it. First you have to have the desire, then you have to have the right knowledge to how to go about it, and then the execution comes. Ichcha, Jnana, Kriya. That is how the Shaktis work, and it is how, if you see, everything works. First you have the Ichcha, then you start doing the planning according to whatever your knowledge is. An architect plans a building, he visualizes that and he puts it on the paper, and then he really builds it. These three stages. So the Vidya Tathaiva, and that is what he says is combined with the Vishnu Maya. The relative knowledge for this world. If you think about it, that knowledge gives us so much of pride. The knowledge of which the Brahman takes your pride off. But the worldly knowledge actually gives you so much of pride and the self-glorification, like I have done this. Whenever you look at the, oh, why should I take others? I take myself because it is harmless to take me myself. No, when I look at these paintings, so many times you get the feeling I have done this. No? The worldly knowledge gives only that. Worldly knowledge gives that. That is why it is said it is combined with the Vishnu Maya. Vishnu Maya does his job by giving you knowledge and pushing you well inside the moha. No? Pushing you well into it, Vishnu Maya does its job. So all the worldly knowledge about anything, that is why Vidya tathaiva kriyate. You made everything and you gave the knowledge also to even small ants. If you take during the summer, it will take little one rice kernel. It will take inside and store it. Where did it get its knowledge? That there is going to be one time it is going to rain when I cannot get out. So I need food at that time. Who gave that knowledge to that? Small ant. Not even a brain cell will be there, we don't know. One brain cell will be there for the heart. But every Jivan has got this brain to survive. No? So that is what it is. That is combined with, everything has got knowledge. But all this knowledge is combined with Vishnu Maya. That is the Vidya she is telling. That is the Vidya that is being said here. Like everything is combined with Vishnu Maya. All your knowledge, worldly knowledge, is combined with Vishnu Maya. So when you feel, because Raja, first statement of Raja was that Vivekantasya Mudada. I am a Viveki. How we are like, learned people. How we are getting deluded like this? Why me? That question comes, no? You are not an exemption, that is what he's saying. You are not then also he told, and he is telling the same thing before after hearing the story, if they had forgotten what to do, better you remind them. You are not any different. So this knowledge, what we get here, is concealed with Maya and is given to us. So the only way to get out of it is to fall at her feet. This is so whatever the knowledge being said here, it is only that. Aradita Saivandrunam Bhoga Swarga Pavargada. So fall at her feet, take refuge in her feet, and worship her. Aradita, worship her. What it will do, it will give you, it will give Bhoga Swarga Apavargata. Bhoga Swarga Apavargam. These three can be separated as, say, Bhoga Swargam and Apavargam. Bhoham means enjoyment. Swargam means heaven. Emancipation comes in the end. Because sometimes with our goodness we go to heaven and we come back religiously back to the pavilion to go through. So final emancipation you never get back. That is why Apavargam, that is beautiful word in Sanskritam, like it has got few meanings. Apavargam, in one of the meanings, Apavargam is like gift. She gifts both Swargam and Bhogam. Bhogam, Mukti and Bhukti, she gives. Bhukti, Mukti, Pradayini. She gives both. Apavargam is she gifts you both. Apavargam also can mean the final emancipation. Final emancipation where you don't come back. That is like, completed act. When you are born as a human being, when you are born as a soul here on earth, you come till you are inside the womb. Your only intention is to get out of, not only womb, from the cycle. We are such saints inside the womb, you don't know. All of us are so saintly inside the womb. Because the thought, God has given me this birth, now I want to get rid of it anymore. I don't want to be born again and come back to this. Garbhasayanam, I don't want. Darbhasayanam, in Ramar Darbhasayanam, this is Garbhasayanam. Garbhasayanam, I should get out of it. This is the thought. This Bhumi's air, when it falls on the head, it changes the mind. And you get caught in the Maya, Moha. That is what. So, Apavargam has got a beautiful word, which means just a gift, or like, she gifts both. She confers both Swargam and Bhukti. And it also means the act that is completed. That is the final emancipation that a soul yearns for. Actually, we are all so saintly. We yearn for that. We yearn for that till the age you come to us. Probably people are younger, so it has come little early to you all. When we come to the satsang and we develop that thing. Oh, we have come here for that. We are reminded at a very late stage of our lives. We are reminded. At least we are fortunate. At least we are reminded. Better late than never. Like that. So that is the beauty of it. So Aradita Saivanrunam Bhogasvarga Pavargata. So with this he completes his narration. Markandeya comes back again, returns. This is the final, because the story is initially started with Markandeya only when the chapter started. So Markandeya comes back again to wind up everything. Once they know, after listening to the entire story, once they know that she is the one who bestows both Bhukti and Mukti, and when Rishi told that taking refuge at her feet is the only way to redeem yourself, they want to know the procedure to do it. So Markandeya says, they ask, both the king and the Vaishya ask the Rishi as to how to go about worshipping her. There are so many ways of doing it, how to go. Iti tasya vacha shrutva suratassa naradipaha. Iti tasya. These words, when they heard both Shrutva, when they heard Nrupa, Suratha is the Raja, Naradipaha has been very person of highest order, like Naradipaha is Vaishya. Pranipatya Mahabaham. They just Pranipatya means doing the namaskaram, like Pranipatya Mahabhagam. They bowed in reverence. Mahabhagam, here is the person of highest order, saint. Here it is the Rishi. Tam Shrutim Samsutavratam. How to follow the austerities to worship her. How to follow the vratam to worship her. Nirvinnoti mamatvena rajyabaharanena cha. Mamatvena, adhi mamatvena. Nirvinna adhi mamatvena. Excessive attachment. How to get, freed from that. Rajyabaharanena cha. The Raja is depressed about two things. Nirvinna also means depressed. Nirvinna adhi mamatvena rajyabaharani. The loss of the kingdom. He's so depressed about losing the kingdom as well as losing his possessions. He was worried about his sons. He was worried about his servants. Wife. Elephant, that is true. Who will feed the elephant? So he was so depressed thinking about all of them. Jagama sadyas tapase sacha vaishyo mahamni. So both of them, one is attached to his kingdom. The other one, Vaishya, is attached to his people. His people, family. He was putra dharadibir dhanai. Dhanai also comes in the end. His wealth also comes in the end, but putra and dhara is something that was in his. So excessive attachments towards his family was one, and the loss of kingdom was the other. So what they did, at once, jagama sadhya means at once, tapase sacha vaishyo maham. Both of them went to do tapas, the penance they want to practice. Now the sage departs. Now no more Rishi comes back to this chapter. So he tells them how to go about and then he leaves. Let them do whatever they want. Sandashanarthamambaya. So what he said is if you practice this way, maybe you are fortunate enough to have the darshan of her. You might only. We don't know for sure because we don't know how rigorous they are going to do the tapas. So you might see her. Sandarshanartham. You have the. So what they did, these two, the king and the merchant, Nadi Polina Samsthidaha, they settled on a river bank. Sacha Vaishyas Tapasthebe Devi Suktam. So they both settled down at the bank of the river and they started practicing tapas, like real spiritual practice, real tapas. Devi Suktam Paramjama. They were reciting Devi Suktam every day and they were doing. They started off like that. How they, this line says how they started. Probably the next lines just take them along the route to the final, the way they completed it. Tau tasmin puline devya krutva murtim mahi mayim. They made, mahi means earth. They made the statue with mud. They made from Puline Devya, that from the river bank. It's on the river bank. They made a statue with the mud and then Arhana, they worshipped it. Chakratustasya. They placed it on the earth, on the river bank, and they worshipped it. How they worship? Pushpa dhupagni tarpanehi. Pushpam, dhupam, deepam, dhupa, agni. So Pushpam, Dhupam, Deepam, and Tarpanehi. Tarpane is something that is specifically done for Amba. You must have seen it in Navarna Puja. So how the Tarpanam is done. So it is like that. Their sadhana was intensive sadhana. They were It is not like they were fully focused. That is what the next line says, how their sadhana, how intense their sadhana was. Niraharau yataharau tanmanaskau samahidau. Niraharau, you all know, without food, going fasting. Yataharau. Fasting means not only eating, denying all the indriyas. How the mind gets suppressed. Samahita, how the mind, manaskau samahita, how the mind gets suppressed or controlled is when indriyas don't give any feedings there. That mind starves. Mind also fasts. So eyes are closed physically and mentally, and you don't hear anything. The indriyas are completely like, you don't eat anything. Only breathing goes in those people. When they do intense sadhana, the very intense sadhana takes you to the level of breathing, they don't exhale. I have told about this long back. I don't know whether you were there. I have told about it, talked about it. Why we have that Nandi, the Shringam of Nandi, to see Shiva. Like at some point of a time, as you are in deep meditation, you don't breathe out that much. How you do Ujjayi Swasam, no? Like it is going inside and inside, and slowly from the tip of the mouth to the back of the mouth, throat, it is just getting contained within that. It will not come out. So the lungs, then the lungs only will be breathing. The air will be circulated only in the lungs. It will not come out. That is why that is two Shringam. It is like, when it is breath will like, breathing will be like the horns of the Nandi. You are supposed to see Shiva through the horn in between. So when that happens, you can see Shiva within you. That is the main way it is being told. How the breathing stops from the nostril, it will be drawn inside, and throat, it will come up to the throat and it will go, and it will come up to the main that tube and it will go back, and slowly it will be contained within your lungs. That is the highest form of upasana. So it means even your nostrils are not doing, that is what it is saying. Yatahara. All your indriyas are not functioning here, absolutely starved. It is not only aharam to indriyas. Aharam only not for your stomach. Aharam to all the indriyas are stopped. Tan manaska, the mind is controlled, completely suppressed. Tatutastau bhalim chaiva nijagatra surgukshita. What they do for their, whatever they are offering, bhalim chaiva, whatever they are offering to the deity, they sprinkle with their own blood. Asruk. Asruk means blood. Nijagatra srukukshidam. Ukshita is sprinkling blood from their nijagatra, from their blood. They take blood from their body and sprinkle it on the bali. That severe and intense was his tapas. Why they say all these things is it is not so easy, like, for doing for 3 years. Many people can claim that I have been a upasaka for 30, 40 years, and why goddess is not coming for 3 years? Yes, she has come. No, how intensity of it, that is what they are saying here. So this line, exactly this verse actually describes how intense their sadhana was. Niraharau yataharau tan manaskau samahidau dadatustau bhalim chaiva nijagatra srugukshidam. So they sprinkle their own blood on Bali. All the other things we are doing even now, excepting the human blood. Excepting the human blood part of it, everything else, like Dhupa, Deepa, Agni, everything we do it, but we don't control our Indriyas like how they have control. That is something now you feel very hot outside, you want to drink water. This is our status of control. So the thing is, when the mind is controlled, intellect also remains, because there is nothing to analyze here. So the submission is complete. Indriyas are completely contained. So the mind is suppressed. Because the mind is not giving any feeds, intellect also is quiet. So the completely inward experience. It is absolute inward experience. So absolutely now the mind is like, like this breathing one line, no? That comes. It is as good as being dead. It is as good. That is what, like, it is in such an equilibrium, so calm. Yevam samaradhayatos tribhirvarshair yadatmanam. They worshipped her like this for 3 years, tribhirvarsha. This kind of worship they continued for 3 years. Paritushta jagaddatri pratyaksham praha chandika. Amba was so happy with the way they were doing that penance. She was so happy, satisfied with them. Pratyaksham. She appeared in front of them, Praha Chandika, and started speaking. Praha Chandika. She started speaking. Why you are doing intense tapas like this? As though she didn't know about it. But she has to ask. Don't give when not asked is the golden word. Be it anything, gift or advice. Don't give till you are asked. So it is that way. Abbal says, like, so she starts speaking now. Yat pratyate tvaya bhupa tvaya cha kulanandana. What do you want? Why you are doing this? Yat pratyate. What is your desire? Pratyate is prarthana. The word came only from that prarthaya. Pratyate is desire. Prarthana came out of that desire. That word, prarthana. So one day to ask something, you pray. Now it has become so give and take. Like, I pray this, you give me this. Like, you start talking business with Devi, like, Tvaya Bhupa. Bhupa is the king. Kulanandana, she's addressing the Vaishya as Kulanandana. I told you last time that if a saint is born in one family, 50 generations before and 50 generations after, they all get redeemed. That is the power of a saint born in a family. A saint who is born in a family. There are so many saints in India. This Bharata Bhumi had seen it. He's seeing it. I shouldn't be seeing it only. He's seeing there are so many saints here. But so see how many people get redeemed from their birth. That is the Kula Nandana. That is what Devi knew what he is going to ask for. So he addresses him as Kula. He addresses Raja as Raja, Nrupa, Bhupa. Raja as the king. King she is addressing because she knows very well he wants to be again a king. Kula Nandana. She is the delight of your family. So Kula Nandana, he is addressing Vaishya. Mattastat prapyatam sarvam paritushta. I am so well pleased because of your tapas. Whatever you want, receive it from me. Receive it from me. Prapyatam, receive it from me. Sarvam paritushta. Sarvam, everything you receive from me. Whatever you want, whatever your desires, you receive everything from me. Paritushta dadamata. Why I am giving? I am so well pleased by your tapas. That is the reason I am giving you this. Markandeya says now, Tatho vavre nrupo rajyam avibramsyanya janmani. The king had lost, he ran away from the kingdom to save his skin. No? He is in the forest now, so he is leading a life of a prisoner, or the one who has gone out of the, ran away from his country and is hiding himself in the, because if they know that he has been hiding in the forest, he would have been finished long back. So he is hiding in a, abandoned completely, he is hiding in a forest. So Vavre means he is concealing himself, he is hiding from his own people. Rajyam avibramshyam anya janmani. Avibramshyam, imperishable Rajyam. Anya janma, he is asking for the next janma. First line is Anya janmani, another lifetime. Even in another lifetime, I want to be a Raja. Raja of the kingdom which is imperishable. Avibrams, Rajyam Avibrams, Anya Janmani, even in the next Janma, even in the future Janmas. We don't know how many Janmas is going to take. I want to be the Raja. I want to be the Raja of the kingdom which can never be defeated by anybody. So, that he has taken care of his future. Now he is coming. Atraiva janijam rajyam hatashatru balam balat. Now I am coming to kingdom now, for which I am supposed to be the Raja. I want to reclaim it from the enemy's control. I want this Rajyam also. I want to be Raja in the future also. Make sure I am Raja all the time. He is asking for Rajyam. She is making him a Manu. He is asking for a simple Rajyam with a small area. She is making him a Manu. What she gives? What she gives? Like, he is the Manu. Even now we are saying Savarn is Manu. So, even now he is remembered. Like, what kind of a thing, blessing that she has given. So, he feels, why he is asking this? He feels guilty, like a duty of Kshatriya is to protect the kingdom. Protect his people. Protect his Rajyam. That guilt, like, I have failed as a Kshatriya. I have failed miserably here as a Kshatriya, not protecting my people and my place, and running away and concealing myself, hiding in a forest. This guilt makes him say, like, at any point of a time, my Kshatriya Dharma, I should not leave it. So he is asking for Nijam Rajyam. Even now, this Rajyam has to be reclaimed by me. Sopi Vaishyas Tato Jnanam Vavre Nirvinna Manasa. Vaishya is just the opposite. He has seen everything. He feels like, people can betray you for the sake of wealth. Your own people, it is not people from outside. Your wife and you, the children that you claim to be yours, all can betray you for the sake of wealth. So this is not permanent. So this can never be permanent. So he says, Vaishyas Tathav Jnanam. He feels like, I want Jnanam. Nirvinna Manasaka. I should not be like, I should be dispassionate. Not here desperate. Desperate is Raja. This is dispassionate. Is dispassionate the same word? They have used it there also and here also. For Raja it is desperate, depressed, hiding in the forest. He is dispassionate. He feels like he needs only the knowledge, a dispassionate mind, nirvinna manasaha, dispassionate mind, not to be drawn by wealth or people, family or anything. This is very important. Mame tyahamiti pranya. Mame tyahamiti pranya sangha vichudikara. Pranya, knowledge to first mametya ahamiti. First we will come to this. Is the main subject of our mamatvam aham. Aham and mamatvam. I and mine. I have to be free from this. Nirvinna manasa. I have to be dispassionate towards mamatvam and ahatvam. Okay. Pranya sangha vichuti karakam. The knowledge I want, how to be away from this. This I and mine. I have to become dispassionate from everything, from these two, mainly I and mine, because this is what I have suffered all through because of this. Thinking all those people as mine, that I have been suffering. So, I have to have a mind. First, I have to have the jnanam to be separated. Sangha vichuti karakam. To be separated from this association of I and mine. So, I can have a dispassionate mind. So, I want only this. I want a mind dispassionate. I want to be absolutely dispassionate in mind. And I want to get the knowledge which will sever my association with Sangha Vichuti. Vichuti means sever. Sever my association with this I and mine. Aham iti. Mamatye aham iti. These two I want to be separated. I want the knowledge. We have to understand one thing here. They said bhukti mukti abhavarga. She bestows bhukti to Raja. She bestows mukti to Vaishya. This is all starting examples like how the entire thing stands on these statements. The entire Mahatmyam stands on these statements. That is the crux of the Shaktam. Bhukti mukti pradhayini. So she gives bhukti to Raja for him, making him Raja and making him a Manu, everything. In the same way, she gives him the knowledge of mukti to the Vaishya. So who wants to be freed from this I and mine? So she gives both. This is like, Vaishya learned his trick very quickly. Raja has not learned it. Vaishya has learned it very fast. So now Devi says, Devi Uvacha, Swalpai raho bhir nrupate, Swam rajyam prapsyate bhavan. In few days' time, Swalpai raho bhir. Nrupate means Raja again. King. You, in few days' time, Rajyam prapsyate bhavan. Your Rajyam, you will reclaim your Rajyam. First, she has given, this time also you will be a Raja. In this Janma only, you will continue to be the Raja. How? Hatva ripunas khalidham tavat tatra bhavishyati. So once your enemies are slain or destroyed, killed, that Rajyam will be yours. It will be Tava Tatra Bhavishyati. It will be yours. Hatva Ripuna. Ripu means enemies. Ripunas Khalidham. Khalidha means whether they are driven away or slain, the Rajyam will be yours. So Swalpai raho bhir nrupate swam rajyam prapsyate bhavan. Hatva rigunaskalidam tavatatra bhavishyati. So for the one request is being granted. The second request is, even in future I want to be the king. King of an imperishable kingdom. That is coming now. Mridascha bhuyasam prapya. Mridascha. Once you are dead and gone. Bhuyasam prapya janma devad vivasvatah. Janma devad vivasvatah. Samprapya. You will obtain. What you will obtain? Another birth. From whom? Vivasvatah. The sun god named Vivasvatha. Vivasvatha. So, he is the Manvantara of the seventh Manvantram. Manu of the seventh Manvantram. So, as his son, he becomes the eighth Manvantara. The Manu of the eighth Manvantara. So, and after your death, you will obtain another birth. Samprapya janma, another birth, whatever you are going to up, you will be the Dev's janma devad vivasvatha. You will be the from birth from the sun god. So he is going to be the son of the sun god, Vivasvatha. Vivasvatha is the name of that god. Savarniko nama manur bhavan bhuvi bhavishyati. So in this earth, dwelling on this earth, Bhavan Bhuvi Bhavishyati, in this earth, you will be the lord of that age. You will not be just a king of another kingdom, but you will be the lord of the age, that age, Manu of that age, named Savarni. Savarni, as the Manu you will be. You will not be just a king. You will not just be an emperor also, somewhere else. She has taken him somewhere like beyond imagination. So you will be living on earth. You will become the Manu of that age named Savarni. Savarniko nama manur bhavan bhuvi bhavishyati. In future you will be like that. You will become like that. So first he will fight now against and slain, drive away all the enemies, and he will become the king for the present kingdom, and in future he will become the Manu. Vaishya varyatvaya yascha varosmatho bivanchidah. What you desired and the boon that you asked for, Vaishya, the best of merchant. Vaishya varya, best of merchant. You are the best of merchants. Varosmatto bhivanchidah. Whatever you desire, I am going to give you that. Tam prayachami samsiddhe tavamyanam bhavishyati. What I grant you now is the knowledge that leads you to the final liberation. Be yours. The knowledge will take you to the final liberation. Samsiddhe. Prayachami samsiddhi. That is what he wants. He wants the final liberation. So I will give you tavamyanam, the knowledge that gives the final liberation. I will grant you that. Svarga mukti pradayani. This is what is the final verdict that Devi has given on these two, reassuring everyone that she gives both. There is no discrimination between the worldly pleasure one wants to enjoy or the final liberation one is yearning for. Both she gives according to what we want. Markandeya now says, Idi tattva thayor devi yadha bilashidam varam. So, she has given each of them what they want. Whatever they wanted, she gave each of them. Babu vantar hita sadhyo bhaktya thabhyam abhishtudha. So these two praise her, and she immediately vanished from that place. Sadhyo means at once she vanished. At once she vanished. Babu antarhita sadhyo. So she vanished from that place at once. Evam devya varam labdva suratas kshatriya shavaha. So Suratha and the Kshatriya, they received having thus received their boons, one Suratha will become Suratha Kshatriya Shabha. Yeah, he will Kshatriya Shabha. He will become the best of all kings. Kshatriya. He has become the best of Kshatriya. Surya Janma Samasadya Savarnir Bhavitam, and he will obtain birth as the Savarni Manu in future. This is the same line is repeated again, because that has to be recited actually twice. Normally, I have seen people reciting all the 4 lines twice. The same way it is like some people recite only the last 2 lines as like, So what we learn from this are few dogmas of Shaktam. The Parinamavada, she expands herself into Prakriti. That is number 1. That she is the one who is the Ahankara Murti of the Parabrahman, Ahankara Rupam of Parabrahman, eye consciousness of the divine, removes the eye consciousness in the individual. So she reveals herself. When the eye reveals, you know what is inside you. Only the Ahankaram, we see the Ahankaram is what it took all these demons to become. So she reveals her true being inside us. And one more thing, from the infinite, she is infinite. But the world she transformed herself into, with so much of varieties, it is finite, time bound. Finite it became because of the Maya. See, it is all the projection. Somewhere in that point, we say the projection that she projected herself as many, one became many. That is also because of due to Maya. It somewhere goes in line with the Vivardhavada of Adi Shankara. Somewhere goes in the line, but it is not completely so, because Adi Shankara always feels the earth is maybe real and maybe not real, but it is a superimposition on the reality, the ultimate reality, the absolute reality. Whereas here, the reality expands herself into an unreal world. That is very contradictory, but but she is everything, and all the mythological stories that have been we have seen is not only the outside where we see in this world how evil things are happening more and more, and how goodness is getting suppressed. So when this kind of imbalance happens, there is the emergence of the divine comes at that point of a time to bring in a kind of equilibrium. This is an outside explanation, and inwardly every individual, especially the one who is yearning for liberation, goes through the battle continuously inside, because many people are not even aware that such thing exists in them. It is only when you start traveling in that path, when you want to learn something, as like the Vaishya, you want to get the knowledge, you travel towards that ultimate knowledge, then you face lot more conflicts within you than outside. You don't need anybody else. The internal struggle is consistent between the truth and untruth. So summarize everything. moha, delusion. That is the vital thing that stops you from approaching her. The moha can be completely taken out only with her help if you fall at her feet. Two things. Moha stops us from approaching her. Moha can be removed only by her. It is like,
Or you can ask her for more moha like the king did.
Yeah. That is there. You can ask for anything. You can ask for
anything. Not for 3 years, you have to sit for 3. So she is okay to give whatever.
So she is like, if you are going to transgress anywhere on the way, she will be she will be the greatest goddess, and she will be the greatest Kali the other side, both exist in her. That is what, both the dualities exist in her. She has actually the Vivartavada and Parinamavada, but somewhere there is a common point for both the Vadas. Somehow I feel, it is my personal opinion, I feel like, at some point of a time, otherwise, how Advaiti, like Shankara Bhagavad is the one who advocated Advaita. How can he compose poetry like Saundaralahari or anything like that? Like he says, no, Manastam, Vyomatvam, Mardasi, Martsaradresi, Tvamapas, Tvambumis, Tvai Parinadhayam Nahi Para, Tvameva Swatmanam, Parinamayitum Visvavapusha. What a word it is. Parinamayitum Visvavapusha. So he only says, the one who advocated Advaitam says, Parinamayitum, Tvameva Swatmanam Parinamayitum Visvavapusha. So like that, there is some kind of a point. I always feel like, whether we take the left turn and go there or right turn and go there, there is one meeting point there of both the Vadas. Whether it is Vivartavada or Parinamavada, both has got some kind of this common point there. So when the Charita, when you look back, first one was the delusion, where the Maya played a big role, huge role in the Charita. Her tamasic aspect came out at that point of time. And the second Charita, Mahisha Charita was like, her rajasic aspect came. And if you see in the third Charita, the first one that goes is Dhumralochana. Dhumralochana, Ajnanam gets disappeared in no minute in front of her. He is the example for that. He went, she said, whom? He fell off, dead. No? Dhumralochana was that. Then, that time she was alone. That is like, her aspects, if you say, she reacts to the opponent. I have always told, all the manifestations of the divine, if you take it, it is only in turn what the opponent is, developed according to the avataram took place. For Duryodhana, he had to come as Rama. For Narsimha avataram to come, he had, because Hiranyakasipu was like that. It is more a reaction kind of a thing. In the same way, if you see the progression of the Uttara Charitra, for Dhumralochana, she was alone because it just took her no time to finish him off. And for Chandamunda, when they came together, her fury also goes up. And from her brows came Kali because of the anger. She became two at that time because Chandamunda was there, here Kali and Chandika was there. So they were two. And then the next one, he gets the clan. The entire clan was like, Asura clans, each families were named in that. They all come to fight. Then she expanded hers further with the mothers. So the energy, Shakti of each of the male deity was drawn. From her they all emerged. And they all became 7 mothers to fight against the clans, family clans. So Nishumba, they continue to be like, the more than Nishumba, Rakta Bija. Rakta Bija is the peak. The defeat of Rakta Bija was the first step towards the, not Chandamunda and everything, but the defeat of Rakta Bija, the killing of Rakta Bija was the beginning point of the fall of Nishumba. So when the clans came, these people were there, but it had a very opposite effect on Rakta Bija. Because many more, because of their fighting, so many gods, mothers were fighting against him. Because of them, so millions of the asuras also emerged. That was the peak point where everybody got scared, like how we are going to face it. And her way of dealing with them, she was enjoying it as a witness as such. She was playing as well as enjoying. Only she can do that. So she saw the way in a fraction of a second. She understood what was happening and she found a way also to kill with the assistance of Kali. She killed Rakta Bija. In a very, very strange way, the destruction happens for Rakta Bija Vadam, because that is the peak of the third Charitra. Rakta Bija, I always feel the entry of Rakta Bija is the peak of this thing. And the downfall of the Rakta Bija also determined the downfall of Shumba. Because both, more than even Shumba and Nishumba, Rakta Bija was terrific. When you think about it, these two were great demons. I'm not saying anything about them, no demeaning them like that. But Rakta Bija was the final astram, they say, no? The astram that they aimed at Devi was that. When it failed, then it was nothing for them. So Nishumba, he felt like, the killing of Nishumba, when you say that, Nishumba and Mahishasura, there is so much of similarity in killing. Both of them, she pierced them with her shulam, and there is the small valorous person emerged from that. For both of them, if you see so, both had more or less the same kind of death, which means like piercing with the shulam always has been saying that knowledge has been pierced to the heart. So the knowledge sometimes comes with a lot of pain. That is what it indicates. The knowledge of the ultimate knowledge comes with pain. Then also the essence of ego stops it. Then when the essence of ego gets killed, your knowledge gets complete. Sometimes it is like when we say like Vikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Vikalpa Samadhi is something, you reach the Samadhi, but you get back. You retreat. You stay in the Samadhi point for some time and you retreat. Vikalpa. Because the duality still exists. I and you. We know that is to be achieved. And in the Samadhi state, you stay in the kind of Turiya states, you stay with that. And you are not able to sustain in that continuously, you get back and you become a you and I. Till such time the union was there. And it is only for a short period of short-lived experience, you see it, Vikalpa Samadhi. So that discrimination is there, you and I. That is the reason we retrieve ourselves. But Nirvikalpa Samadhi is something, Nirvikalpa, where the complete duality is lost and you become one with them. They stay in that stature. They will be like Ramana Maharishi, they will be doing all the other worldly work, but they will be staying there permanently. There is no difference. There is the duality of you and I is completely gone. It is exactly like that, we also face that. We get back, the ego, we are scared to lose it. I should say that more. We are scared to lose ourselves because we feel that that gives that identity. We are scared to lose that I. That is why hurriedly we retrieve, and we feel we are very comfortable in this world. And we go through all the things that this world can offer. No? So this is like, I feel like what the death of Nishumba, more like a Vikalpa Samadhi, where the essence of I is not completely lost.
That's why
The little fellow comes up as his essence and she again kills it. So it leads to the Shumba death, where it is absolutely, the ego is completely lashed. Whatever is left is also completely, and it is the final union with that. So this is the way the progression, when you see it, like when you see it, I always think like when Nishumba Vadam is more like Vikalpa Samadhi, where the duality doesn't so easily, we are all so scared. 1 second you be in that Samadhi state, half a second you will get back, retrieve yourself because you are scared to lose yourself. So this is like, this is how you have to look at Mahatmyam. Mahatmyam is something that teaches you how ego can be finally killed once and for all. So you never retrieve. You get released from the cycle of samsara. You become one with her. And we have to understand the Shakti aspect. Shakti aspect is something that becomes everything. She is infinite, but everything is time bound, whatever she presents here. It is time bound because it is contained by Maya. It is covered by Maya. Ekshana, we learned that Nama in Lalita Sasnam. So, that is like, Maya covered universe gets out of her. She expands herself covered with Maya, so it becomes time bound, it becomes finite. So, infinite came as a finite. The expansion, it expanded as, the expansion happens in all forms, with all varieties. It is he who expands herself. And the ego, she is the one who gives both bhukti and mukti. Bhukti and mukti are given by her. That is why specifically Raja, and she gives much more than you ask for. She always gives much more than you ask for. Raja asked for only to be a king of, future king also. Small Rajyam, but he was blessed to be a Manu. So he wanted knowledge. Knowledge is given to him, so he gets redeemed from the cycle of Bandhan. How, like, she gives more than you ask for. That is her way of, like, acknowledging you. So these are all something that we have to, it's all takeaways from this Mahatmyam, the chapters. Let us think about it more and we will get more ideas towards it. Okay, with this, the 13th chapter come to an end. Guru Namaha.